Say something. Say.
نفع تزعقوالي.
That's good.
You're sleeping all your moments away. I'm counting every breath that you take. You've been sneezing 20 years and blinked and didn't have beard. You wiggled out a squirrel for me and counted lemons on your tree. And every time I turn around and give it up for it'll be alright. I'm
ናይ ዶታር ገዛላ ኢንጂነር ክኮነለያ አቤት 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 አየ ደስታ
Architecture?
واي أملاخي حقس كزاقوالي بروح معلتي علينا أريخ قدس يا ونحسب لك بخيس مالك كزاقوالي عمين بالي
Amen.
بون حجة خفيفة سلامتي يا أخي
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So, yeah, I was at the library.
ما في حج
I did not realize there were so many books about architecture in Eritrea. Like, I saw this at the library and I was like, after I finish school, I can just go there and be an architect.
عفاء
Eritrea? Just saying when I get my license, I want to move there at some point, and there's work to do. So we can, it's a long ways away. I'm just saying, there's a lot of work you could do. And I feel like we should be at some point thinking about going back to Eritrea. I feel like you said we would go as a family. Exactly. So after I finish school, we can all go.
لا تصادفت
Yeah.
عد خاص مصلو يلا
Yeah.
كله قد أنا كزاقوالي ود عبدالكي كندي بعمد كوستركي
3-year program.
تحاني
So,
بالي زابيري تحوصه
Yeah.
زابيري تحوصه
Before I start school, I kind of want to just get this idea out of my head, which is about what it means to be Eritrean in the modern day existence. So, like, right now, living in the Bay Area, being Eritrean but not being in Eritrea. Basically, it's just gonna be like an experimental movie about Eritrea. But I want to do it before school starts because I know I have.
وباخد صحدا قربت مو بخلص عامتين
It'll work out.
نايم
So,
تايو نايم تايو
what's it about?
What is Eritrea? Geographically, it is an East African nation north of Ethiopia and Somalia, south of Sudan and Egypt, with a coastline of the Red Sea extending down its eastern border. Politically, it is the victor of a 30-year war for independence from neighboring Ethiopia, both nations sharing the solemn title for the longest war ever fought on the African continent, and Eritrea with the additional distinction of organizing one of the longest guerrilla armed resistance efforts in world history. Historically, it is a region of many ethnic groups, languages, and cultures that was first delineated a nation by Italian occupation in the 1890s. After the Italians followed an unpopular British occupation in the 1950s, and after that an even more unpopular federation as a territory of Ethiopia, decreed by the United Nations in 1963, that which set precedent for said war. Eritrea is still a remarkably young nation, achieving internationally recognized independence through a referendum vote in 1993, and their past 25 years of growth and growing pains can only be described in Eritrea as modern-day proof that parallel universes can exist, that alternate realities are alive and well, because there are few mysteries left on this planet that match the mythic inconsistency about what is going on in Eritrea. Even the most arbitrary information, the population, the existence of public institutions, is hotly contested. Schools. You can ask 5 people if Asmara University is still open and you will get 6 different answers. And so it seems nearly impossible to understand the more nuanced complexities that Eritreans have about what life is like in Eritrea. Politically, economically, socially. The everyday realities that a nation creates for its people. The only common denominator among the various opinions is the resolute firmness in which they are held. And since many perspectives have a truth to them, it can be very confusing as to why they vary so much. Maybe it's because a certain mindset is inherited as patriotic, and anything different would be to implicate treachery or accuse failure. Or maybe it's nostalgia for the way a country was and resistance to see it change. But who is most affected by this particular uncertainty and stifling conversation? In this case, it is Eritreans everywhere that must live with an incompleteness towards their identity. People who cannot or will not talk about what's on their mind. And so, as Eritrea enters its 25th year of independence, the silence and civic engagement has become standard, and it is producing unexpected ways of cultural coping.
So there's like a narrator, and he just pops in every once in a while to keep people informed, you know, as like the plot moves on, because it moves fast.
It was by all appearances a routine checkup.
Hi, Kylie. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes.
Great. We're going to get started with your x-rays. Let me know if it's too tight.
Routine and destiny often go in separate directions.
Open up. I'm going to pull up your x-rays. Great. Dr. Sabatu will be with you shortly.
عيلة؟
أبي دكتور
كمالا؟
እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን ጽቡቅ
قاعد حن متاع.
ቋዳህን ፀናሕካ
ጽቡቅ መን ሓቢርካ ዳ መፂኻ ናብ ኦፊስ
ሰላም ትበሃል ቋያ ጊራትኒ
ኦ ሰላም ሓጎስ
እዋ
ኦ ከመይ ኢላ ካብዘይ ንሪኣኮ ሓያለ ኮይኑ
እዋ ፅቡቅ ኣላ ምክንያቱ ቢዝያ ዘላ ኣጋጣሚ ኮይኑ ኣብ ስራሕ ስናይ ክቅንዞ ከለኹ ምስ ረኣየትንሲ ናብ ዶክተር ስብሃቱ ዝበሃል ኣሎ እሞ ፅቡቅ ከግዘካ ኢላ ናባኻ ሓቢራትኒ
اوكي بار زي اكس راي بحساب كريينا እቲ ጽቡቕ ነገር ዝተበልዐ ወይ ዝሓስኸ ስኒ የብልካ እዚ ትስናንካ እዩ እቲ ናይ ዳሕረዋይታ ስናንካ እዩ እዚ የማን ዘሎ እዚ ከዓ በቲ ጸጋም ዘሎ እዩ ዝተበልዐ ወይ ዝተባላሸወ ስኒ የለ እቲ ቀንዲ ዝሪኦ ዘለኹ ግን ኣብቲ ዳሕረዋይታ ስናንካ ምልክት ናይ ምሕርቃም ኣስናን ኣሎ ዝኾነ ደጨነቐካ ወይ ዝርብሸካ ነገር ኣሎ
ጭንቀት ዘጭነቕ መንእሰይ ደሎ እዩ ቺዳ
I'm officially unemployed. That sucks. I just can't believe it closed down. San Francisco just died a little bit.
I keep telling you, the city is dead. It already happened.
You'll find something else. They didn't even give me a warning. Just poof. No job.
Old world.
Good evening, ladies. What can I get for you?
I please have Johnny Walker neat.
For you?
And I'll have just a glass of water. And a martini glass, actually. Is that okay?
Oh, you're still not drinking?
Oh, you're still drinking Johnny Walker neat?
Yes. Galila. This is the people who just lost their jobs drink Galila.
Okay, first off, you don't have to say it like that. Second of all, that's what you said at the last bar.
You know, they can take your jobs, but they can't take your whiskey.
These are my people. This is my tribe. I can't believe this place might close down.
I can't believe there's a Timberland museum.
No. I called that. I totally called that. That's the San Francisco way. Just make something pretty to remember everyone you kicked out. I mean, I don't know what's worse, actually, being remembered like that or not being remembered at all.
I think it's way worse to be remembered on somebody else's terms.
Really? I mean, at least if someone else remembers you, you survive. A little bit. So then maybe, I don't know, like 30, 32 or something, someone will find you and become obsessed, and then next thing you know, you're on display at the MoMA.
I don't know if I buy that.
Used to be a place where you could just move here or be here and figure it out. A real city. Now you have to have everything figured out before you even get here. You have a 401k.
Yep, good credit,
a career,
a love life,
at least a job.
ለፍቅር መለኪያ ቢኖረው ደረጃ አንቺን የምትበልጥ መገኘቷን እንጃ ርቀሽ ርቄሽ ከምትናፍቂኝ በቅርብ እንዳገኝሽ እባክሽ ታረቂኝ
I remember we used to have the African American honor roll assemblies back when Willie Brown was down. Me and Hewitt, we used to beg our parents to let us wear nail polish for the assembly. We always made honor roll, so it was the one day they let us wear makeup.
It's just kind of too much.
Yeah, what's up with you and Hewitt?
It's hard to explain. She's just very opinionated about certain things that it's just mentally exhausting to be around. She has like no self-awareness.
Do you think it's because you guys have similar personalities?
No, I would not say that at all. Self-awareness, I'm so self-aware.
I totally see it. Well, we need to celebrate this weekend.
Celebrate what?
Whatever's next. And he wants back in town, so it can be a reunion.
Yay.
Come on. I need all the solid people in my life to like each other right now. Is that too much to ask?
እባክሽ ታረቂኝ እባክሽ ታረቂኝ
Stay with me. This all relates to Haile.
እዚ ጭንቀት መዓስ ጀመርካ
ሓደ መዓልቲ ከባቢ ፊልሞርን ጌሪን ከስተመር ይጽበ ነበርኩ ሽኦ በጋጣም ኮይኑ ጽርግያ እንዳሰገረን ከሎ ሓደ ሰብ ርኤ ተሰብ ድማ ልክዕ ነኮይ ዝመስል ነይሩ አቋሙ ትብል መልክኡ ትብል ጨጉሩ ትብል ሕጂ ብጣዕሚ ሰንቢደ
አኳበ ይዝነብር
አኮይዳ መንግስት ሰማይ ተዋረሰው እምበር ቀደም ተሰዊ ገና ንጽነቱ ከወደ መንግስት ሰማይ ተዋረሰው አንተ ዝግበር የለም
مسكوها بزح مقرر نيركم
بحقي أنا كي تولدكو إني ميدا وزيو جن عدي كل شيء جون مشتن زاوية أتألني ناتو منفعتي ناتو تبعات ناتو جغننات ناتو مأزوز مخان كل نجار كل شيء تنجر النيرة دقاقي مسألة تألني دما كابتيوم سلسته أحواتها بليت أكم تفوتو فلتي بكموي كل شيء سلز حاسبو أبهانقو ليك أريس أيو بر هذا ما قلت ترى هيريو قابز فتر
ودهم لي عمت نيرك
أنا همشت عمتين نيرو أب 84 السوق هميدا نقده نفاس مزيو بقات أمي بنام بليت مزيو مسكوها كل سبب فريه توعطل أبت أوان زكوها وتهدر ويكا مرد خون علو بنام مخانو مسترقاقصة كلهم سدرانا تحاكسهم أباي تنبرخي خاص عليها عديد ما نبقاتك تقواص رويكا علتن أبوي جن سنبيدو نون وش تأتيو تما تصواتيو أنا دما في الشكتا سوق نكبلو هابيريهم جن سمعن سبعين نبرن بينام حدا لي تحاديرو صباحيتو دقة خيرأي نابوتو أكيدو مكنياتو أبتوانتي حدا سب ويدما حدا تقادا لي أبسي بلاي مهدار مزركب كبيد حدا قام وردو نيرو
أمانة صباحيتو لأنتي سبري هادو؟
لا أخوان إلا دمسي أبسماي سيمي أوروبلان يعني أنت خونا كن فلوي زبالة كمنا يتواقعت جاتي دمسي تام بينيهم كل جزء بزاباتن ميقصران سلستن زبحالا أنا صوبيت هبرت تواقعت جات أب أير سمعني يزار نسو بقلت يخون خالي كرأيان أنت ذيك أهلك سمعني خال نيرو
ግን حق ዘይኮነ
ምክንያቱ ማንም ሰብ ዝራእዮም አይመስለኝም
اسمع عنده قال لنا غير كذبلت كالورو
نو انتهي قبل دقة حق مخانو زي فلت نجر سي انتهي قبل دقة
بخمي دا أنا كوخا ذكركا
بتصبحيتو تسي.
كنتيبة 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 نافقناكا كنتيبة كنتيبة نافقنا كنتيبة كنتيبة تنافقنا
كنتيبة كنتيبة نافقناك كنتيبة كنتيبة نافقناك كنتيبة كنتيبة نافقناك كنتيبة كنتيبة إبلانيا
أنا in the movie.
You are gonna be in it. It's gonna be me, you, my friends. It's gonna be a very low-key operation.
أنا movie cartoony.
So, we're all gonna be in it. I'll get insurance. You'll be in the stair community. Fine.
كبراني عيق كبراني no.
ولا حدا سبنا عامتات كنتيبة يلو تسوينا يفلتني أباي جن نيشتين كلهو كنتيبة لا تسوى نيرة مكنياتو نيشتين كلهو كابتيوم قولود فلي نيرة ولا عيبكي نيرة نفوق نيرة بركة بكا كم أبي مبر كم قول صوتاونا يفتون نيرة بكم ودما أما هذا ركتكون الليلة كل شيء كنتيبة لا تسوى نيرة.
Haile retreated home. He made himself dinner like usual. He was never really taught how to cook traditional Eritrean food, but when you are hungry enough, you figure it out.
Amen.
If only everything was that simple.
صاخ ملخا صوبو نجار يفلتني ولا انت رأيه
ولا انت زي رأيون
تمزي بدك هدفتنا
Haile began to wonder if these beings were representing his family or something else, maybe demonic. He did not want to wait around to find out. They were tormenting him.
سيفورا قالي أنا فوتوكي من ينتنا نستي
So, okay, the ladies are guardian angels, and only really he can see them. They're kind of like a manifestation of his homesickness.
Take a bralo to the dentist.
Well, he's there because he needs a checkup.
نعي والحنتي it doesn't make sense. Sense هيبننا له.
He needs a checkup, and you know we're not going to go to therapy. We're not going to have. It's not in our nature to go to see a psychologist or to see a therapist, you know? So the point of the story is that he's having these visions and he literally is just taking them to the grave. But when he goes to the dentist, who's, you know, somebody here who's referred to, he ends up talking to them like they are somebody he can talk to.
فجها كنتيبة انكا حانت الستاي
انت هيدا كم سجبراني ما انا قدو جيركني
نحنا ولا حانتي قبرنا كان نسخان نفسخان تايت قبر لها
بجهات كنقدفاني شيطان تيخن مسلني
ويلي نحن هذا الشيطان انت خوينا ترأيناك كنت إذا حجزناك ويلك دل هات بونك معناته إذا حجز عيدلين قدافيو أو قدافيو بعلي يكبرنا بعلي فلت بعلي يطريو وا أي بهالنانيو أنا تدناجرون
Haile wishes they were men instead of women.
bad idea.
ولا حد كون يبونا قوتا ينبرني
Haile wanted to disregard what they were saying. He could barely understand, but he was starting to feel like they had a point.
حساباتن شيطاناوي سرهاتنا دهنني أبوي بجخا مهرني
شوخه
እዚ ኩሉ ነገር ዘጋጥም ዘሎ ነው ድህር ምርኣየ እዩ ምናልባት ንኻልኣይ ግዜ እንተዝሪኦ እቲ ሓሳባት ምገደፈኒ ነይሩ
In order to see this man, Haile by chance had to go to a place where many people in San Francisco go to confront their problems, a bar.
So your sister got engaged and still hasn't told your parents.
Yeah, she a hot mess. It's gonna be hard enough for them to accept she's dating a black guy. They're gonna freak out when they find out she's secretly engaged to a black guy.
Or secretly engaged to anyone. Sheesh. They just want us to date out of culture. That's what they get for raising us in the Fillmore. Now that's our culture too. Dating a black guy is the same thing.
It's not the same thing, but it's close. I think dating first generation is closer to dating black.
Oh shit.
No, I'm serious.
So you mean to tell me it'd be easier to date a Polish dude than to date a black guy?
Yes.
Looks like us.
We have more in common.
Then black people, you are tripping.
Bilingual household.
Being black in America.
Having two cultures. We're American and we have something else. Something that doesn't sound American or look American or feel American.
You literally just described being black in this country.
I am not fighting black people, trust.
That's the legal definition.
I'm just saying there's a difference.
How's that different than when we get mad at our parents for trying to tell us that we're not black?
We are black, but don't act like it'd be easy to marry someone who's not used to our ethnic ass parents. Big weddings where people come whether invited or not, bringing family back from home. They stay with us for like 7 months and our parents never even told us who they were.
Like your cousin Butthead.
Yes, that cat.
OMG, Buttercup. He was so weird and awkward and never really spoke to us. We were kind of scared of him. Yeah. He was kind of creepy.
Barakat was Galila's uncle from back home who came to live with the family for a year when she was growing up. He was a quiet man. She was scared of him as a child. It never crossed her mind that maybe he was the one who was scared. The ladies continued to discuss the peculiarities of being American. Just on her way there, Galila was on the train. There was an older white man looking at her. She could feel him staring at her. There was no shame. His eyes had the fascination of someone who'd never seen a black woman before, which could be true in San Francisco at the moment. But nonetheless, she did not appreciate the recognition as it made her feel inhumanly exotic. He left the bus stop, and then she felt someone else staring, and it was an older Asian woman. Galila thought she was the kind of an Asian who doesn't like black people. Someone who believes the sum of a black stranger is either robbery, attack, or solicitation.
So it's basically about all the stuff that like we don't want talking about, that I'll like ask you about 5 times, like where our family is from, where they are now, why we are out, like outside of the country, and why we don't go back.
Hella diaspora going back home. I'm thinking about it too.
Eritrea? Maybe Ethiopia, but diaspora are not going back to Eritrea.
I heard a bunch of people going back to Addis.
Yes, Eritrea. My cousin just went back to volunteer. She said a lot of good things are happening.
Your cousin is delusional.
Okay, always with the negativity. I'm just saying there are new roads being built to the villages. There's running water and electricity in places besides Asmara and Massawa and Karen. Eritrea is really making progress.
Progress? Putting our own people into slavery? Who's building the roads? Who works at the power factories? How much do they get paid? What are their jobs? Being in the freaking military their whole lives so we get a road to drive on and we go back to Eritrea to talk about how great it is? How is that progress?
Because we're a new country. We're only 25 years old. Where was France when it was 25 years old? Where was Ethiopia? Where the fuck was America? I'm not even pro-government, but you have to admit there's some good things happening in Eritrea.
I'm not even anti-government. You have to admit there are some bad things happening in Eritrea. Okay, we can get a real free. And I don't think that it makes sense to use other countries' mistakes to justify our own. I mean, hindsight should be helping us. We shouldn't be doing the same things because other people did.
What mistakes are you talking about? You believe BBC and Al Jazeera?
Okay, Hewitt, what do you believe? What do you read? I'm very curious.
You think it's a coincidence that the U.S. has sanctions against Eritrea when other countries who are U.S. allies are well-documented abusers of human rights and get away with it? Ethiopia, Saudi Arabia, Honduras.
Okay, I get it, Hewitt. Other countries are bad too. Does it make you feel any better to know that other countries are terrible too?
Do you realize how lucky we are to have a president who's not in someone's pocket? You can't buy him.
And what happens when he dies? He's been there since 93. He's turning 70 next year. There's no vice president. What happens after him?
How dare you? You should be less worried about his age and focus more on the propaganda that you're reading that you think is news.
Okay, Hewitt. Where can anyone read anything credible about Eritrea that we can all agree on is true? No one believes anybody unless they can put them in a box or categorize it.
Okay, you just have to do your research.
I swear, you really must hate diaspora back home. Just fuck everything up without ever having to deal with it.
Oh, you are an American, boo-boo. You could say the same for every country where the U.S. helps spread democracy or facilitate elections. At least Eritrea has the foresight not to allow foreign countries to meddle in their affairs. Obviously, not overall, not for every little thing.
Okay. Can you both please stop? It's a Friday night, and you always argue about the same thing.
All that I'm saying is we can't control what any governments do. But at least with Eritrea, ours is young and independent. We have a real advantage in development.
Yeah, I could not disagree more.
She could not understand her. She simply could not comprehend how someone could overlook the fate of their country surviving, even thriving without alliances from any major superpowers. Didn't she realize how impossible this was? Didn't she love her country? She could not understand her. How could someone who grew up in America, college-educated, well-traveled, and enjoys the right to earn a living and make life for herself, find it acceptable for people their same age in their home country to live with none of these possibilities? How is that going to help the future of Eritrea? Didn't she love her country?
እዚ ኩሉ ነገር ዘጋጥም ዘሎ ንኡ ድህር ምርኣየ እዩ ምናልባት ንኻልኣይ ግዜ እንተዝሪኦ እቲ ሓሳባት ምገደፈን ብዛዕባ ቢንያም ብዝያዳ ክዝክር ጀሚሩ ብፍላይ ይዝከረኒ ክበፅሐና ዝመፀሉ ግዜ ብዛዕባ ኣወት ኤርትራ ሙሉእ ርእሰ ምትእማን ነይርዎ እዩ ኣነ እውን ኣብቲ ዕድሜ ናቱ ምስ በፃሕኩም ኤርትራ ዝበለፀት ሃገር ከም ትኸውን ተስፉ ነይሩ
And at the same bar is, the diaspora who we were talking, earlier. They're all in the same place together, but they don't communicate because that's actually a thing. Like we're all here together, but we don't have the same experience, so we avoid each other. Is unhealthy.
ቢንያም ንትናትና ወለዶ ይሞይቱ ንሕና ግን ነቲ ንሱ ዝሞተሉ ዓላማ ክንክተሎ ኣይከኣልናን በቆዶ ሃገር ተበታቲና ኣለና ከመይ ነበረናቱ ትፅቢት ቢንያም ክስዋእ ከሎ ወዲ 25 ዓመት እሸል ነይሩ ናይ ቢንያም መስዋእቲ ንዚ ምዃኑ እንተዝፈልጥ ነይሩሲ ህልው ኮይኑ እንተዝሪኦ ነይሩ ብዛዕባ ኩነታት ኤርትራ እንታይ መበለ ኣረ እዚሲ
ቢንያም
ኣንቲ ቆልዓ ከምኡ ይዝረበን እዩ እስፔሻሊ ኣብ ሙቪ ኣይክዝረበን እዩ እሱ ኣብ ገዛኦም እዮም ዝዛረቡ ኣብ ፓብሊክ ዝዝረብ ኣይኮን
I know that's the point. I know that it's a conversation that happens privately. Everyone has these talks in their house, right? All their houses. So if we can have these conversations in our houses on both sides, we should be able to have them outside of our houses because we have to start talking to each other. I know it's not culturally appropriate, but at this point in our lives, like, we live here, we don't live there anymore. So the preservation of culture is actually hurting the absorption of culture. Like, I can't absorb or learn about my culture because it's against the rules, But what's gonna happen when I get older and you guys aren't not around? Or when I get older and I have questions that you want to answer,
كمل غبرغت
Haile tried his best to go about his life and forget about what he had seen that night before. He hadn't seen any more of these visions for almost a week at this point, and he didn't want to question why. It was easy to get distracted at work anyways. Like with the ignorant American drivers who found it easier to make fun of his name instead of learning how to say it.
Hey, Ali Berry, how are you?
Haile Bira.
Yeah, Ali Berry.
حمام سب غير مكاي ما بالك نجمر نقريك نكيد اوكي ciao بل اوكي باي
Haile liked San Francisco. The weather was beautiful. The buildings reminded him of Asmara. The only difference really being that Asmara was a calm, predictable place.
Yo, the jam was fly. Oh my, now it's over. My batch of pals cut so Tajay must catch a taxi cab. Dag now, why'd they leave me? Stuck in the late night out.
He never knew what was going to happen in San Francisco.
Fairmont Hotel, please. But I gotta go over this script again. This is really driving me crazy. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but I have to be ready because I gotta claw my way to the top. Yeah, first billing, I should be fine. I should be fine. I should be fine. I should be fine.
Oh, ፈጣሪ ኩላ
Hi. How's your day going?
It was good.
Are you okay, sweet?
Yeah, I'm okay.
It seems nowadays cab rides are rather pricey, especially when the driver goes for self. In spite of the directions that are given, they are driven to whose back streets. That treats them to a pricey fare. Exactly what happened to myself when I chose to call a taxi. They pulled up to the curb and I hopped into the backseat. Gave him the destination, said he'd never heard of the place, and I'd have to tell him as we went along and then placed it in drive. When I say
Oh, you know what? You can just pull over here. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
So you can be sure that you get yours. And when I turn my head, you up the bill a little more.
How much is it? $17.95.
Oh, no, this is enough.
Oh no, I want you to have that. And you know what? It seems like something's bothering you. Just live, honey. Staying fine as you are. Why would you run around here being unhappy? It'll work out. Have a good day, babe.
You too.
Oh, look at your brother Haile.
እንታይ መዓት እዚ
በእጆቼ የዳሰስ እንዳላጫወትሽ ሰው ከማይደርስበት ጋራ ስር ነው ቤትሽ፣ ጋራ ስር ነው ቤትሽ። በእጆቼ የዳሰስ እንዳላጫወትሽ ሰው ከማይደርስበት ጋራ ስር ነው ቤትሽ፣ ጋራ ስር ነው ቤትሽ። አይኔ በሩቅ አይቶሽ ይረጫል እምባ፣ በምን አቅሜ ችዬ ልምጣ ተራራ። አይኔ በሩቅ አይቶሽ ይረጫል እምባ፣ በምን አቅሜ ችዬ ልምጣ ተራራ።
أوصى يا بليت አይገብርኝ ዙሪያ አይገብር
She identifies as a woman, Mom.
አትዋን አይክደኖን እዩ በፍጹም ዴ ጸልይ ክብል
It was at this point where Haile started to consider that he might be losing his mind. He didn't know if the praying was making it better or worse.
ዋይ አንተ አምላ مع تشرشل لو خافتو مبيع تشرشو كازي تخيل هاي نجارات حق زل
He was very embarrassed to be telling his dentist about this, but it felt so good to tell somebody something. He was usually a quiet person. Sometimes it's the quietest people who have the most to say.
حيلي عن هدئ مغبل حيلي حنساف هدئ بل ننوح جزينا يحلنا وأساسك يا زلكات مسل
أنا كم تزرد عنك ولا هانتي نهلينا يزوق سن نجار يفلتني زجبركوا نجار يبلين كم ون نهلينا يزوق سن نجار زجبركوا بركوا يبلين.
He compared himself to Tagadelti, the veterans of the war for Eritrean independence, and felt a guilt towards not having their strength. But it was a product of their times. It was freedom or death. War became a part of the culture. And out of respect, maybe habit, over 20 years later, Eritrea held on to wartime mentality even after the war ended.
أنا ولا تم قالوت بصوتي فتينا هنا ليلة ثلاثة عامات عب هاجر جلوز أنا هنا سبعتنا كنت زهزناك كم تم زحلفو تقارل تهواتنا حبون صنعات سلزي نبرنا ترى نهاجرنا قديفنا رهرينا يوتينا مالتي أنا كحسبو خلاه بتعمد دلني قرمكاي كاب إرترا كوت خلاه من السودان مجمرة وتي كاب السودان دمان ساوث أفريقيا كاب ساوث أفريقيا دمان برازيل كاب برازيل دمان مكسيكو بمكسيكو غيراب زي أمريكا تي مالتي أمريكا تي دمان تمسكن عمله كل شيء بنفسه يكون إنزه حسب بتيوم دهري تعرفهم زلوا بصوتي أهواتي روكتي ممهرتي كلهم أو عد زلوكو تومنا أبرا يكون إنزه هلفو زلوا بتعامهم مع الله أبز كوين ولا هنت زجبرو نجار إلنا نترفو متسلاي تزهزنا النجن أبز زلوا هزبي قال عدنا هم على يبلو قال دما عدنا تبغى على يبلو ننهدهم زي سمامو سنيت زي بلو مردا زي فلتو نيرترا دما كم أشلوا لا دم يمزريوا إرترا كم يكونتن أناسي أدينا ولادتنا دما نحنا زي نسمام عندهر كوناسي ناتنا سنيت مبر ناتنا بأسي أيتفتوني
سمع عنده هايله السبات زبلون زجبرون كتقاطع صورة يدخلني انت خوناجن ناتكا سمعتن رديتن تقول صلهم تقونو عز مسلكها تنقرهم سخا تقاطع صورة زي تخل أتيها نفسها كتشجران ختجنا عنجن قنع خيني أي مثلاً
يعني كل شيء كرسو يزفتن بكم يدما كأبام زرها انت خوناجن كحسبو خلاه كل شيء يبساجواني يهرقني تم قدامو تستقادلتي كم زي نبرون اتمت اي ولدو كابانا تماهيرو زحاشا نگر كقبر تسبيت هالني سنيتن فقرن مرداءن تماهيرو كبتصح تزي كوينو تناتنا ولدوس سدت مبرك عليكم نگر يرانالو تكونتاتون ستلت إلو نخنبر تيمو كنبر هيكاله
Haile was exhausted and he felt himself losing the last grips of reality he had.
قبلك السلام فقد اللي سلام قبلك السلام فقد اللي بدلي كله سر زيواي اي تحز اللي يا اخي قبل اللي قبلك السلام فقد اللي سلام قبلك السلام فقد اللي بدلي كله سر زيواي اي تحز اللي يا اخي قبل اللي بدلنا أخي سحتان مو عالي وهزيق فديكي كم وايد برن محلاينا بالحلخي لو مستعيسى يغرب للخي لو مستعيسى يغرب للخواي هاي تعزل لي يا أخي قلب للي
بقى بدهرزي أنا مويته.
At that point, Halatoti had died. He hadn't died, of course. It's just when he finally met me. كما يعلك هايلي تزبلك يا خلو سمعنا عينا نحنا أكلك عينا نحنا ناب شكراتك ناب تقامات كان كنحجزك كان كنتحاور كان كاب تقامك أخنو تأكمبر كنقول أكا أيكونا زود يحبرهم كاب تمكروثاتنا بزح زساقق بزح زسكحكح تمكروثات يحلفنا إينا كن نسخاخا كاب تزحلف كا تمكروثات كتمهارلون نقوانتا كتكيرون إيو كتسعر زلك اتتصبو اتحماق اتزقرم اتزسدمم كل تمكروتات يحليف كايو إخا برتع زود أجوها
الراي
أجوها
وقت ودنا نغلط فيه
بدهريغة
شو ده بينك وفي الدنيا أبوي هم باشا أورسل تشاو تشاو دهان داري لنا نخيل
كم زلوا العال قبروا بحباشة أول سنة الحقوا
أوه
سلمتاي
أنا وقريموني كم حدش ولد قول أيام حاسبهم دلو
يحرقوا كان تاجر
دهان هدر إليهم
سيفر أقول عليه زمو بتقبل زلخي ترجم يقول ولا ترجم يقول لقنا عن سب كتقيم يا أخي نسب كتفاق يا أخي صح سفاق أي تقبل يا زمو في لقنا من يخري الكي من كده في وجهك
Oh, if you ask me where I'm from, I'll say the same place as you. You look like you don't believe me. This is what I'm gonna do. You say you're from blah and blah, but
And remember, no laughing. If you're gonna laugh, turn your back to the camera.
to a place that teaches
1, 2, 3.
Let's go back home to
Panic
a place reminds us
Someone
of
hug
the
somebody. Someone
things.
hug somebody. This is too much.
Hey, Masawa, let me in your water. Me and my mama, we want to see. Hey, Masawa, let me in your water. Me and my father, so he can tell me all about the Afa, Dylan and the Hidar. Say hi to Nara and the Kunama, Basmara Shaida and the Tigrinya. All the Tigray silent, oh profiling. Don't forget, so don't you wanna go? Hey, Masawa, let me in your water. Me and my mama, we want to see. Hey, Masawa, let me in your water. Me and my father, so he can show me round the Gulf of Zula and the town of Napa, past Mendifera and Nadi Kuala. All the little kids smiling on the Dahalak Island. All the little kids smiling, silent, oh profiling. Cause we told you so, don't you wanna go? Hey, Masawa, let me in your water. Me and my mama, we want to see. Hey, Masawa, let me in your water. Me and my father, he can show me.
You're sleeping all your moments away. I'm counting every breath that you take. You've been sneezing 20 years and blinked and didn't happy. You waited on a square for me and counted lemons on your tree. And every time I turn around and give it up for it'll be alright. I'm alright. Every time I turn around, give it up for her. Haunted by the things that you've seen. I know they'll give you terrible dreams. When you wake up soon and rattle out that dust, you can spot out a mile away. Cursing on those old blue jays. Every time I turn around and give it up for I'm alright. I'm alright. Every time I turn around and give it up
Mucho trabajo.
Mucho trabajo.
They're still speaking Spanish.
Oui, je parle quand même français. Et je parle aussi la langue italienne, anche parlare la lingua italiana.
Dead silence.
Adesso sei capito? No, tutti sei stronzo.
Let's get to it. Yeah.
That's Italian.
I know it's Italian. I just don't know what you're saying. I heard French too. Were you speaking French too?
Oui, j'étais professeur de français.
What? I did this.
Et j'ai enseigné le français aux écoles secondaires et à l'université.
I heard him, you know. I understand him.
You did? What'd
He
you
say,
say?